recording now. Yep, we're live.
Okay.
Just like Bill O'Reilly said, you know, we're doing it live, and I'll try to.
With
by
a
the
green
way,
background on it.
yes, right. Yeah, you can. I'm not going to be gratuitous about it, but you can. I always label mine not made for kids, so you can use adult language if you want to emphasize the point. I'm not going to be gratuitous about it, but you don't have to censor yourself, I guess is what I'm saying.
Okay.
All right.
I've
Pooneh.
learned to censor myself.
You probably had to recently.
Yeah,
But I'm saying it right.
I have to sugarcoat everything.
It's Pooneh. Am I saying it right?
Pooneh, yeah.
Pooneh. Thank you. Pooneh Gray. And it was funny. I did, in doing some research, I'm not going to say who or what video, and it's probably happened multiple times, but I did hear somebody mispronounce her name as Pooneh.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh gosh, you got to do your research.
Yeah. No, but I'm used to it.
You've probably dealt with it your whole life.
I've been called all kinds of names.
Yes. Well, me too, actually.
It's even been shortened to Pooh. When I was in high school, I had all kinds of names.
High school kids are so mean. Oh my gosh. But yeah, a few funny anecdotes. I did send you a link to a couple episodes. I know you probably didn't have time to listen to all of them. And I don't remember if the episodes I sent you kind of described the genesis of this podcast and why I'm doing it.
I watched the piece on the Amanda Knox.
Yeah, exactly, with my friend DJ.
Yeah.
So and I can make this short and simple, just so you get a feel for the point of the podcast. My mom had the idea in the 90s and this was before technology allowed us.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait, 90s?
Yeah, then the mid 90s,
Okay.
when you could just have a handheld tape recorder. But she was like, "Gosh, I should sit down and interview my mom, my grandma, or her mom, my grandma, and just interview her about her life." My grandma was born in 1908, passed away in the mid 90s. So can you imagine what she saw in her life, going from a horse and buggy to automobiles to the world wars to splitting the atom to Kennedy's assassination, then the invention of the computer and the internet and all that stuff. Like her life, the lifespan she lived, so much change happened. And wouldn't it be cool to just sit down and record her, capture her story before she passes? And then you can pass it on to generations to come. So my mom had that idea in the 90s, didn't get it done. And then my mom unexpectedly passed in 2022. She had a stroke. It was unexpected, but it was the best way that you have to lose somebody, because it went fast. She was only in the hospital for 2 weeks from the stroke to when she passes. Was still cognitively totally aware. So I got to spend the last 2 weeks of her life with her every day. Mm-hmm. And, you get to, every time I tell the story, but you get to have the conversations you hope you can have with somebody before they pass. You get to ask all the questions and say all the things that it was perfect. And she didn't suffer. She wasn't stuck in long-term care with half her body not working. So when that happened, I was like, crap, I need to do this, because I hadn't started the podcast then. And I was like, I didn't get to do it with her. I was able to do it with my dad about a year before he died. Was able to record about 45 minutes with him. So that's super special, because whenever I want to hang out with my dad, I can just go watch the podcast. So that was the original impetus of the podcast. I'm over 100 episodes now, but it was basically to capture just everyday people telling their stories, so that generations to come can hear them tell it themselves, instead of hearing about it anecdotally from people that knew them or whatever. So that was the whole point of it. And obviously to honor my mom. And then as it evolved, and I started just randomly inviting people like you, because I'm sure there's plenty of you on the internet, so your kids probably you're going to live in perpetuity. Your kids can watch their mom whenever they want.
I didn't think about that. You're right.
But then it became kind of things, the more people I interviewed, I was like, gosh, I can learn so much about this. Just hearing people that have had different lives than me and come from different backgrounds, different experiences. I'm just like a sponge. I just want to soak up this knowledge. Gives me different perspectives. So that's why I started. It used to just be family and friends. I've done a bunch of coworkers and stuff. But now I just start reaching out to people that I think might be interesting. And actually, almost everybody can be interesting.
Yeah.
So that's the point of the podcast.
I'm glad you reached out.
I'm glad you accepted.
I go wherever I'm invited.
And I also have to say, I am not. This is a passion project. I don't market it. I mean, I put it on YouTube and I share it on social media, but I'm not trying to make money off this. I'm gonna get a bigger bump from you than you get from me for doing this.
Okay, I think is that a compliment?
Yes, that's what I mean. You're gonna help my podcast more than I'm gonna help your campaign.
I hope so. Nah, campaign's almost over. What do we got? 7 more days, 8 more days.
So, yeah, but and a little bit of backstory, and then I definitely want to hear you. The campaign signs, I saw them, but it was something about your name. I was like, God, I know that name. And the photo, I feel like you might have used the same photo. You had if you don't anymore, you had a profile on psychology.com, didn't you? When you were practicing, or no?
I don't think so, but it could have been.
Did you have a psychology therapist practice?
No, I worked for the state.
Okay.
And I also worked for the county.
Oh, then.
But you know what? You could have seen. I used to intern at the women's clinic.
Okay.
Women's Center in Idaho, and you might have seen that because I actually found it. Like
Okay.
I Googled myself, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is even here. So you might have seen that.
So you were never a practicing like psychologist therapist that were taking clients on?
I was for the county.
Would that have shown up on psychology.com?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know what you.
Okay.
Can I never Google myself?
Yeah. Well, it was a few years ago when I was, because I've had a personal therapist for like almost 10 years now.
Oh.
But there was about 3 years ago where I was looking for another couples therapist, and you go to psychology.com and you just start scrolling through all the profiles, and I swore that yours was on there.
Oh, if it was a couple years ago, no.
3 or 4, that wouldn't have been okay. Then I
Problem
don't know.
solved.
Maybe I thought that's where I recognized the name, but it might have just been the Oregonian article about your mom.
Yeah.
That might have been it.
Probably.
But I recognized the name and I was like, wait a minute, I know her from somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I guess it was a week ago Monday when I just was getting coffee on the way to work, and I walk into Starbucks and you were sitting there with a boy, a high school age boy it looked like. And I just walked in. I was like,
"Can we clarify that?" You're like you were sitting there with
a student. You were there with a student.
My husband is gonna go. Wait.
I didn't know if it was maybe a son or whatever, but no.
No.
You know who I'm talking about.
No. I do. We were. I hate door knocking, but we had gone door knocking, and he was helping me out.
Okay, so it was like a assistant with the campaign, a volunteer helping the campaign.
Yeah.
No, that's all I thought it was. It was completely innocent. You're right. I'm already getting you in trouble. Jesus.
Wait, can we clarify that?
Yes. God. It's so bad that you have to be so careful what you say.
Yeah, with the whole campaign thing, now
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God, something could be like headline news.
Right. No, seriously.
Kind of like recently. Oh, Pooneh. I'm just like, what
I'm aware of it. So sorry. You were just grabbing some coffee. You guys were out doing some campaign stuff.
Yeah,
but
we
I
were
walked
just
in and glanced. I just glanced at you, and then I was like, oh gosh, is that who I think it is? And then I just reached out on social media, and you were like, yeah, let's do this. So very much appreciated.
Thank you.
But in some of the research, you were born in America, I think, but I feel like I remember you talking about, and it might have been in the speech at the Washington Innocence Project. Your parents moved you back to Iran when you were a child still, but I don't remember the age range.
I was 5.
Until
11.
So you were there for some formative years, and you obviously were old enough to have memories of what it was like.
Yeah. I mean, I still remember the apartment we had. I remember the park I used to play at.
Okay.
My friends.
Was it in like the what's the major city in Tehran?
Tehran.
Tehran, sorry. Is that kind of where you were, a suburb, or?
Tehran is the capital of Iran.
Right, but I mean, is it just one city, or it's probably a big city?
Yeah, it's a big city.
Were you on the outskirts or kind of in town proper?
We were next to the Shaw's Park.
Okay.
So I just remember it being a really busy area, and the mall was there, and.
Okay. But your parents obviously immigrated here, and you were born here. Was that the Vancouver area?
No, California. So my parents came here to go to college separately.
Yeah.
And then they met here.
Okay.
I think I hear the story. My dad was working at the jewelry store at the mall, and my mom walked in.
But they were both immigrants from Iran, and they met here in America.
They met here in America.
Both going to college.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so this is a funny thing. They got married in July like end of July. Anyway, whatever the date was, it doesn't quite add up to my birth.
Okay.
So I'd always go, did you guys have like do anything before you got married? 'Cause something's not adding up. I never got the answer.
It's just a matter of months, not like a year. But
No, right. It was a matter of months, but still, I'm like, was I premature? I never got that answer. So some fishy. And I ask because they're Iranians, and Iranians have, there's just more.
yeah, I mean,
It's just a
there's-
different culture.
Absolutely, yeah, which is
So-
that's part of what I'm curious about. So,
Yeah.
L.A. or Southern California area?
Long Beach.
Long Beach. Yep, I know where it's at.
Yeah, Long Beach.
I did a short stint years ago as an over-the-road truck driver, so I've been all through that area. But at 5 years old, was it a job opportunity that they went back to Iran for? Or?
Well, they actually just went back to visit, and then because all their family was from there, and they get there, and my dad's like, you know what, let's just stay.
And were you the only child at that point?
At the point, yeah, at
Okay.
that point I was, and
So you and both of them just went back when you were 5 years old, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Hey, let's just stay." They had finished schooling.
they had finished schooling, and I did not fit in with the family because you've got this very conservative
Yeah,
family, and here I am, this American kid,
because you were born here in
because I was born
the
here.
first 5 years.
Yeah, and I kind of said whatever I wanted to say. Didn't go so well.
I was going to say, you were born to be a politician someday.
I was born to speak my mind. And my grandmother actually said to my mom, he's like, what is this thing that you brought?
In
Referring to me.
the nicest possible way, I'm sure.
Well, I don't know, but I remember she's like, that's not a grandchild, kind of being snobbish. And then she learned to kind of like me. They got used to me.
That's amazing.
Well, it's a different culture, right?
Yeah.
So if you're born in Iran and raised in Iran, you're kind of you're supposed to act a certain way.
Okay.
But I was born in the U.S. and my parents, English was my first language.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's right. So even in your first 5 years, were they speaking? What's the language?
I say Iranian,
Okay.
but Iranians say Persian. So
Okay.
I always say Iranian, but yes, they spoke
Around
Farsi.
home.
They spoke
Farsi.
Farsi.
Okay.
Mhm.
So were you starting to pick it up a little bit before you
I
went
think
to
so,
Iran?
but I don't remember there being a huge transition.
Okay.
Um,
And at 5 years old, I'm trying to think in American schools, that might be preschool or kindergarten. First grade is like 6. So was your first school experience in Iran? Or Iran,
No,
sorry.
it was
or-
here.
It was here.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember going to school here. I actually so this is back in California where you could start when you were 4 years old.
Okay.
So I started really young and I graduated early
wow.
too. Mhm.
Okay.
From high school. Like I've got friends that are a year behind me on graduation, but are like a couple years older than I am age-wise.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So, so I did some schooling here, and then we went back to Iran, and then we decided to stay. And I finished 7th grade there because they don't have a 6th grade, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it jumps to 7. So
Okay.
I finished junior high, and then the revolution happened.
And that was the impetus for them to come back to America?
Yeah. So when we got there, my dad kept saying, "Oh, we're going to go back to America," and I just desperately wanted to come back. Like I kept saying, "When are we leaving? When are we leaving?"
So 6 years there, going to school.
Yep.
Was it difficult, like going to school, being around the other kids that most of them, or if not all, were born and raised in Iran?
Yeah, they were all Iranians, and it wasn't. I mean, I fit into school.
Good. Okay.
It was fine. I just always wanted to come. I felt more comfortable in the U.S. than
Probably
I did in
because your
Europe.
first 5 years were here, or
I think so. I think I just like. I don't know. I just remember saying, "Let's go back. Let's go back." I don't know.
okay.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why now that because I mean I liked it. Looking back, I liked Iran. I mean, this is before the revolution, and it was really pretty.
And I should be a better history person. What year was the revolution?
78.
And was that
It might have been like cusp of 77.
was that against like the president, whatever the ruling?
The Shah.
The Shah.
Yeah,
okay.
they overthrew him.
And it was like a organic uprising of the people
Mm-hmm.
that overthrew him.
Well, I mean, I was young. I just remember a bunch of people showing up with guns.
Okay.
So.
Got it.
And there were gunfires.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, because we had an apartment, and I remember my mom standing at the window, and it was floor-to-ceiling glass, and my dad yelling, "Get away from the window!"
Okay.
Because people were on the rooftop and they were firing back and forth.
It was an overthrow of the government.
It was an overthrow of the government, and something about the heat had been shut off. Like must have had oil heat or gas heat, because you didn't have. I remember with my parents going to a gas station and there was a line.
Yeah. Well, that was the late '70s with the oil embargo and all that crap, and gas was going crazy.
Yeah. So my dad took a bunch of dining chairs and then put a blanket over it and plugged a hairdryer.
Oh.
And stuck it in there.
Okay.
So it would heat up, and then we'd just sit there all day long and play cards because schools were closed. I got really good at rummy.
You learned a skill then.
I did.
Oh my gosh.
I'm really good at rummy.
Were both of your parents working when they were there?
My mom wasn't. My dad was.
But your dad found a job. Was it something related to what he went to college for?
Yeah. So my dad started off as a teacher at a college, and then he opened up his own electrical engineering business.
Oh, okay. In Iran.
Mm-hmm.
Am I saying it right?
Iran.
Yeah. Iran. Okay, it's like Italy, not Italy. Okay.
Italy. Yeah.
Yes.
Iranian. Yeah.
Yes.
Iran.
So went back and when he first went back, he was doing some teaching, but then started his own business.
He started his own business,
Okay.
and it ended up doing really well.
And then more siblings came when you guys were in Iran?
Yeah, I wanted a sister.
You wanted a sister?
I did.
And you told your parents?
Yes.
Make this happen?
Yes. And I didn't get a sister. I got a brother, and I'm like, send it back. That's not what I asked for. I distinctly remember saying, this is not okay. I want a sister.
You were precocious.
Yes, I did not want. I'm just like, that's not what I asked for. And he was a mean baby. He was. You'd get next to his crib and he'd just scratch like a cat. So my mom had scratches on my face, and my mom would go, "You can't get close to the crib." So it was just.
Gosh.
So we had this love-hate relationship.
Right, because
growing up.
you're telling him, go back in there, I want a sister.
I wanted a
He's
sister.
like, get away from me.
Yeah, but otherwise, I mean, Iran was great. It was beautiful. It was fun. Like I settled in pretty well.
So it was just the revolution, and I'm assuming, was it just the chaos of that happening, or was it that your dad knew the party, whatever the political faction that was taking over was not going to make it better? Is that why he wanted to get out?
Well, both.
Okay.
It was dangerous for them to stay.
Okay.
My dad was in the engineering. He was an electrical engineer, and he was selling a lot of equipment to U.S., Europe, Canada, and he had to get out. I mean, we couldn't stay there.
Oh, because the party that took over was like anti-U.S., I'm assuming?
They were like, yes,
Yeah.
they were totally anti-U.S.
And if he is
and they
doing
were
business...
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Got
And
it.
he was selling military equipment.
Got it. Okay.
So that even made it exponentially worse, you know.
Was it difficult to get back to America?
It was. So, well, it was funny because I had an American passport.
Okay.
So I'm like, what seems to be the problem? I'm ready to go. So I do remember having this conversation with my parents, and they're like, well, you have to wait for us. I'm like, no, I don't. Because I wanted to come back.
God, at 11 years old.
Yeah.
You were so sassy. Oh my God.
I was. That's why my grandmother's like, I don't know what this thing is.
Yes.
Take it back to the U.S.
Yes.
So, no, my mom would literally get up every morning. We'd go to the immigration office, stand in line, wait, and we have to keep doing it until we were able to finally.
And was it about getting a visa or a passport for your parents?
Yeah, so my parents were green card holders from being in the U.S., so they had to.
Oh, that's right. So they weren't, because they'd been there before, but they weren't citizens.
Right.
Okay.
They weren't citizens, but they were green card holders, so they had to do something with that
Okay.
to be able to leave.
Yeah.
And then my brother was born in Iran.
So he's going to have to get
He had
a
to.
green card, whatever.
Yeah, he had to get
everything.
He ended up with a temporary visa to Germany.
Oh, geez.
That's the best they could do.
Okay.
Yeah, just to
So
get
there
him
was a
out.
pit stop in Germany before you could come to America, and was that prolonged?
Well, we had a lot of pit stops before we came to America.
Okay.
But yeah, we went to Germany, and that was our first, and we were there for a bit because I think that the visa they got from my brother was only to Germany. But that's the best they could do.
So was your dad able to, whether it was the savings or just cash out and sell his business, to have money to fund? Because this is going to take money, especially if it's not a straight trip to America. You have to make all these stops.
The Iranian government shut down all the money supplies and froze all bank accounts.
Literally seized his money.
Yeah, they were seizing things. I think he turned around and, well, he did something, I don't remember, but they were taking assets
Oh my God.
from people. Yeah, so my dad's saving grace is because he did business internationally, that when the revolution started to happen, he started telling people not to pay him to Iran.
Okay.
So he just set bank accounts up in all the
Got it.
countries that he was doing business
And
in.
he would say, send my payments here, don't send it to the Iranian
Exactly.
bank. Smart.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean,
Very
it was
smart.
really
He
smart
was
of
thinking
him.
ahead.
He was, because he started to notice there was going to be problems. So he had accounts everywhere, and
Okay.
people were depositing money into those accounts. So even though he wasn't able to do anything in Iran, I mean, we left everything. Like, I just
Like
remember,
literally just the clothes on your back.
yeah, I just remember my mom waking me up and saying, we got to go. We're going to the airport.
Wow.
So we were on a plane out, and it happened that quick.
Jesus.
So,
See, and this is something interesting, and I've heard these, because I listen to a ton of podcasts, I've heard these kinds of similar stories from a lot of different people from a lot of different parts of the world. I'm not, God, I have to say this a lot on my podcast, I am not bashing America. It's more of an observation of there is so much stuff that has happened in a lot of other countries in the world that we just have never had to worry about. Since this
And-
country has existed,
Right.
we have not had to. None of the wars we've had, obviously terrorist attacks, but the wars haven't happened on U.S. soil. There's
Right.
shit that other countries go through and,
Yeah.
and citizens that we have never had to deal with. Like I've never had to get woken up in the middle of the night and have to
Yeah.
flee my gosh damn country.
yeah. My cousin was smuggled out in the back of a truck
Wow. Just across a border.
just to get across the border, and he
then,
went to Turkey.
Then maybe get on a plane somewhere, but
He ended up getting stuck in Holland.
oh,
So, and then we lost contact with him. But yeah, he got smuggled out that way. So it was
you did whatever you had to do.
you did whatever you had to do to get out, and they weren't letting you out. I mean, it wasn't an easy. You know, they shut down the airport after our flight left. So
Gosh, and what is is it because the ruling party that's taking over just they don't want a resource drain, a talent drain? What is the?
they just don't want people fleeing.
But that's what I'm saying. Is
Half
why?
the country had got see ya.
Is it because hey, we don't want the rest of the world to realize that half our country doesn't like us and they're leaving, or is it because they don't want to lose the talent, the skilled labor? They need industry, they need everything.
If they let people go, they would have. A lot of people would have left. I mean.
Yeah,
And
obviously.
I think it's a lot about control over people, control. I mean, look at what they do now. The Iranian people are protesting and they just shut them down.
Yeah.
So,
Is the currently since that revolution in '78? Again, I should be better on history. Is it kind of been the same ruling party since then?
it is.
That's currently what's going on in Iran.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's gotten a little bit better, and they've gone to elections now, I think.
Okay.
But they still can't, I think the younger generation wants change. They don't like the way things are.
So they're almost maybe something similar to the Arab Spring is building, maybe.
Maybe, but they can't go up against the current regime
government,
because they've
yeah.
got military. I mean,
Yeah.
see, we're lucky here because you can
protest.
and I mean, some people could say, well, no, you can't really protest because what's happening with ICE and all of that. But for the most part,
I actually went down out of curiosity just a few weeks ago on a Sunday night to just observe it.
yeah,
Because we got a lot of freedom here. You can
do.
be, and I'm not taking sides on it. I think
Yeah.
there's good people on both sides. But I mean, they had a DJ set up. They were dressed in outfits, and they were just doing their thing. And that's a lot of freedom. You probably couldn't have got away with that in
No.
Iran.
no, they'd kill you.
Yes.
It's like-
Okay. So,
Yes.
gosh, I'm not saying that we
You'd
all.
be in jail.
Yes, I'm not saying change. There's things that need to get better and change, and I'm not taking sides on it. But
No, it's just
we still got it pretty good.
I think people don't realize the freedoms we have here. They feel like we don't because, you hear about things like we need more democracy or
Yeah.
things like that. But when you come from a country like Iran,
It's about perspective.
it's about perspective. You're like, oh my God, this is like, you You guys don't even know.
Right, and again, not saying there. Obviously, America has problems we need to fix. So we're not saying, oh, we got it better than everybody else. Just don't worry about it. That's not
No,
what I'm saying.
that's not right.
We can always do better, and
Right.
you know, let's keep the bar high. I don't want to lower the bar
No.
and say we're still above everybody else.
I just think
not
like
the
if you
point.
look at like that in Russia, remember that guy that was going up against Putin, ended up getting poisoned.
Yeah,
You know, it's-
in Britain, I think. England, wasn't that where it happened? Or?
yeah, I don't
I
remember.
think I know who you're talking about though.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
anytime there's an uprising, they just
It just
happen
gets
to die.
tamped down. Yeah.
You
All
know?
right, let's move on to
I
some
know, that was
happier stuff.
depressing.
No, it's
Okay.
not depressing. I mean, it's interesting in
talking
real
about
world
world
shit.
problems.
But you guys made it out and eventually got back to America.
Yeah.
You didn't go back to Southern Cal. You landed up here.
Yeah, we were supposed to go back to California, and we ended up here at the Red Lion.
The one across the river.
Yeah,
That's not there anymore.
the other one.
Oh, the one
Not
that's
the-
still there. Yes,
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we ended up there, and we were supposed to fly out to California, and my dad just stood there and looked at the river and the beautiful trees, and
That's how it happened.
that's how it happened.
Organically.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't want to leave here for California, because
That's so
California is
amazing.
like, you know, even they had smog back then too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember.
So-
But literally landed here. I guess that was where the flight, and you had a layover or a pause, and he was just looking around, going, "God,
Yeah.
I kind of like this."
Yeah, I kind of like it. And then he's like, we're staying, and my mom was not happy because she wanted to go back to California, and because there weren't that many Iranians here.
Back
In-
then,
in Vancouver.
and we're talking early '80s.
We're talking
ni-
1978, yeah,
Okay.
79. I mean,
Got it.
whatever, however
yeah,
long,
yeah.
because we went through Germany and then we
And
went
you
through
said
Canada and-
it wasn't a direct thing. It took a little while to actually get here. So late '79, maybe.
Well, it didn't take that long, but
Yeah.
I don't remember. You know, I just remember we
You were
left in
11,
78.
yeah.
We might have gotten here in 78, but
Okay.
it wasn't. I don't remember that
It's
far back.
okay.
I know it took 2 months to get here. I just remember we went to Germany and then we went to several other countries.
And then eventually, the first place you came back into America was the Portland
Vancouver.
airport.
Yeah.
Landed
Portland
at Portland,
Airport.
stayed at the Red Lion, and he was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, let's just stay here."
Yeah, he's like, the air is clean. I love the river.
And
I love the trees.
was he able to then just kind of pick up on, maybe not start his own business, but get back into the field he was
He
working
went
in?
into teaching.
Oh, back to teaching, not his business. Okay. High school, college? What was he teaching?
College. Yeah.
Oh, really?
He
Okay.
taught engineering,
Oh,
electrical
wow.
engineering.
Okay.
Yep.
What, Portland State? Where was he at?
He was at Clark College,
Clark
and then
College.
he was at oh my God, Sylvania campus.
PCC.
PCC,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And you still have just the one brother at this point. Do you have any more siblings later? So-
And he was a really hard teacher because it's really bad when you're going through Safeway and you're writing a check and the cashier's like, "Does your dad teach at the college?" I'm like, "Yes." And it's like,
Still,
"Are
they
you
recognize
okay?
the
Did you
name.
pass?" Well, my dad didn't believe in A's.
Okay.
You know, he believed like nobody gets an A.
Nobody's perfect.
No one's perfect. And it's engineering, and you had to write. Like if you walked into his class late, you wouldn't be able to sit.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I mean he's Iranian. Right?
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. You know?
No, I mean
so
it's like if you're
holding
gonna be
you
late,
accountable.
you're gonna sit out there. And I remember the guy saying, "Your dad's a really, really hard teacher." So I'm like, I know, he teaches me math. He's my math tutor. I get it.
Oh my gosh. But then, so from 11 on, you finished schooling here for Vancouver High School.
I went to Clark County Christian.
Oh, okay.
So then I think
Private high school.
Yeah, it was private, and I think my parents were worried about putting me in a public school coming out of Iran.
Okay.
And then they're like, "This school is too small for you, so we need you to go to a public school."
Okay.
And I refused, and my dad said, "If I don't go, he's literally going to pick me up and take me to school
Yeah.
and sit with me in class."
Yeah, and he probably would.
Oh yeah, as an Iranian parent, absolutely he would. And I'm like, "I'm not doing it. I'm not going." He's like, "Yes, you are. We're not paying." Anyway, I got to tell you, I'm glad he made me go because it was the best experience. You know, it really opened up my, I went from a tiny, tiny school where I knew everybody
Yeah.
to the school where I absolutely knew nobody, and I hated it. But then I got to meet people and I made friends, and
But it totally broadened your horizons.
yeah.
And that, I always glance over every now and then. This It's still recording.
Okay.
We're 30 minutes in.
Okay. Yeah, it did, and it got me prepared for college, which is what my dad was saying. He's like, "You're not going to go from this tiny school to a university. You're going to get completely lost."
Right. He wanted that, so you needed a little bit more real world experience, maybe,
Yes,
before
and
you go off to college.
He wanted me to be around like the swearing and the drugs and the alcohol and.
So you weren't shocked when you went to
So
college.
I wasn't like.
Because then you
know,
don't walk into a frat party. Oh, what's jungle juice? What's
yeah,
that?
yeah. So anyway, I ended up doing fine, and I mean it was brutal in the beginning because I remember going there and I'm like I knew no one and.
Did you start freshman year at the public high school?
No, that was the other problem. I was a junior.
You only did the last 2 years.
Yes.
Oh, that is tough.
It was really tough. So it's not. I mean, it probably wouldn't have been as bad if I'd gotten there in the 9th grade. But all these kids knew each other.
Right.
From elementary, junior high.
Yes.
You know, somewhere along the ways they met, and they already had the cliques.
And you're coming in halfway through.
Yeah.
And throw on top of that your ethnicity. I mean, or
Yeah.
was that not a factor? That'd be cool if it wasn't.
Mm-mm.
Good.
It was from my brother. I was the popular kid. He was the unpopular one at the same high school.
I feel like you just said that on purpose in case he watches
I
this.
did. Are you listening here? I know. He's like, we actually joke because we're so different.
Mm-hmm.
He's a musician.
Oh, really? That's
yeah,
awesome.
He's got a really good voice.
Nice.
He plays every instrument.
Is he younger brother, obviously, but
Younger brother.
and he's in the area?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can't even sing. Like I sound awful.
You have a lovely voice. Come on.
No.
You should do more
Really,
podcasts.
it's awful. I don't play instruments. I mean, he's just really talented with that.
Okay.
So he's very artistic.
Nice. Oh, so yeah, I mean, and you're more,
I'm more analytical.
what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, what is the word? I'll let you describe.
Artistic versus, not process oriented, more analytical, yeah, more,
I mean, he's the kid that barely got through high school. I'm the kid that graduated top of my class. You know, we're just very, like, I joke with him and I'm like, are we like twins? And I think you're Danny DeVito. I remember Danny.
So,
that was just,
that was a
we
great
joke
movie.
about it.
Yes.
Oh,
So-
I love twins.
So you're
but-
more of not an academic, but more of a, there's a word for that, intellectual. An intellectual. He probably is too, though. You can be an intellectual and be an artist, but you were more focused on the nuts and bolts,
Yeah.
business-minded, maybe? Is that
I
a
was
better word
more, yeah. I mean, even when I was younger,
for it?
I
Okay.
remember. So we had bunk beds, and I realized the way the bunks were, there was like a little empty space. So I go
Okay.
take a bunch of my dad's socks and shirts and stuff,
Okay.
and I go stick it in that hole, the space in a bunk bed, and I go tell him that I had all this stuff, and here's his bill. I give him a bill, and I tell him I'm gonna wash it, and I want all $1 bills. So
You have to pay me in ones.
yes, he had to pay me in ones. That's the only way he could get his clothes back, but it'd be clean.
You tortured your poor brother, but you cleaned him. Okay.
I clean my dad. This is for my dad.
Oh, your dad. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I kind of opened up my own mini dry cleaning business.
You were already starting a small business when you were
At
that
home.
young.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was just always very. I don't know why. I mean, even I've talked to friends in junior high, and they're like, "Pooneh, you've always been like this." Like they're like you were like the first kid that did their own taxes. But we're
Oh
all
my
like
gosh.
like the 1040 easy like.
Yeah,
it's
when
like-
you had like a part-time high school job, and it's
Yeah.
real simple tax form. Yeah, I did the same. Because I mean, we're kind of close in age, so I understand when you get that part-time job in high school. It was so easy to do taxes back then. Oh my gosh, I wish it was that easy now.
But you know, in fairness to my brother, if he's listening, because I know he's going to watch this, so
Well, because
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna,
throw
with
you.
your permission, I'm gonna tag you in it, so he'll see it.
Oh yeah, so I gotta say something good about him. You know, in his defense, though, he didn't have my upbringing. You know, he lost our parents when he was 14 years old,
Right.
and it was very traumatic for him.
Yeah.
And he didn't have what I had, which is
How old was he when you guys came back to America?
I think he was like 4.
So, if he has any memories of Iran, it's very vague.
He doesn't.
Because,
He can't
yeah,
even
I-
speak Farsi.
But at 4 years old, he might have some images, but there's not going to be like a lot of. He pretty much was raised in America.
Yeah, he has like I don't even think he remembers anything. I mean, I think the only words he can say is "How are you?"
Okay, yeah.
That's it.
But all of his formative years, except for the first 4, were here in America.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a very different experience for him.
It's different, and he lost my dad as well as my
because
mom.
he was falsely accused. Yes, all that.
Yeah, but there's another piece. Like my dad really, he tutored me through math.
Okay.
And I think that's really important because math, it's not about the math. It teaches your brain to think a certain way.
Critical thinking, is that what you're talking
It's
about?
It's analytical thinking.
Yes.
And my dad really instilled that in me.
That's a valuable tool.
And it was like, I remember even growing up, I get like, you're a girl, you get emotional, and I'd be crying, and he'd go, "Is it really that bad?" I go, "Yes, it is."
Of course, it's the end of the world.
Because it always is bad when you're 16 years old.
My makeup doesn't match my skin tone.
The guy's not calling back. And I'm sitting here waiting by the phone. This is before social media. You couldn't cyber stalk. The best you could do is, let's go do a drive-by.
Yes. Oh my God. Of course.
Yeah, you'd get in the car, you'd slowly drive by guys' homes. You'd check them out.
Who's that car? Is that that girl's car in the driveway?
I know. Remember those?
Yes.
Yeah. We kind of went off on the.
No, this is fun. We were talking about your brother though, and you wanted to say something nice about him.
Oh yeah. Well, right. But what I was saying about the whole emotional piece is, my dad would go, "Is it really that bad?" And he'd say, "I understand that you're emotional about this, but I want you to think it out as well." Okay. So he really taught me never make a decision when you're emotional, right?
Smart.
Don't send any text messages, emails,
don't
phone
post
calls,
on social media when you're mad. Oh my God.
Don't. I mean, if you want to call you like your best friend or a friend and whatever,
family
that's
member,
different.
your spouse, whatever.
But don't. So I don't. So because he just, I'm like, you're not thinking straight. So you got to kind of calm down. And so my dad was really instrumental, I think, with me in terms of that. My brother didn't have that. See, he didn't,
because he
lost my dad, because my dad was arrested.
That's right. He was so much younger when all this shit went down with your mom and your dad.
Right. Yeah.
Because your dad went away for 15 years.
16.
16.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was already I guess formed.
And I'm sorry, he was 14 when this happened. And how much older are you than your brother?
I was 21.
So you were an adult. You were out there doing your thing.
And I was already in college.
Yeah.
So I had gotten past that whole formative. My mind needs to be,
Wow. So your brother lost that. What your dad did for you.
Yep. And he struggled. Well, and he was arrested too.
Your
younger brother.
Oh. We don't have to talk about it. I don't remember that in the story I read. Yeah. But okay.
Yeah,
he was just a result of that shit, a result of what he was going through, but just some poor choices.
No, he didn't do anything. They arrested my dad and my brother simultaneously.
Oh, for the same thing?
Yeah.
Involved in that,
involved in my mom's murder. Yeah.
They thought your brother, okay.
They arrested him as a material witness and stuck him in juvenile detention.
At 14?
Yeah.
Were they trying to get him to roll on your dad? Was that just a tactic?
I think they were trying to put as much pressure as they could. I don't know, because my brother didn't know anything,
So they were like, well, if we scare the kid, he might give us some shit.
You know what?
And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go down this road, but we can talk about it. But yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's 35 years ago, so it was very different. They couldn't do that today. Like they would not do stuff that they did. Well, we hope they wouldn't, but. And he could only have supervised visits. And then we had to have a detective had to be there when he and I talked. And it was awful because the detective would tell us what we can and can't talk about. And if we'd start talking about something, he'd look at us and say, you can't go down that road. So it was just, so it was a really hard time, I think, for both of us, but he was really young. So it really impacted him emotionally.
So with obviously your mom's not around, dad's not around because of the incarceration. At 14 or once he got out of the juvenile, did you kind of have to just take over as mom?
I became his guardian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I told you we had a love-hate relationship before that. Yeah, that didn't help.
You think?
I know. I don't like you that much half the time.
Were you going to college in the area, or did you have to come back from college?
I was at Washington State University.
In Pullman?
Mm-hmm.
So you had to come back. Were you able to just transfer to the Clark County campus up here? Or?
No, I was getting ready to graduate.
Okay.
It was finals week for me, and I ended up not taking my last final. But I had such a strong A out of the class anyway. The professor's like
You're fine.
You're fine.
And obviously, he was probably aware of what was going on and why you had to leave.
Yep.
So.
Yep, and I'd been accepted into graduate school.
At Wazoo?
No, I'd been accepted to Northwestern.
Oh.
And so my dad gets arrested, and I'm like, Dad, I'm not going to go to grad school. I'm just going to wait and help you out. And the climate was such, the climate was really bad. You had people accusing my dad and me of murdering my mom. You had the police that just were not listening, and they were asking me all kinds of questions. Like it was really antagonistic. It wasn't, Yeah. So my dad's like, I just want you to go, just get out of here. So then I went there for a year, and it just got to a point where it was tough because my dad was here. There was all kinds of stuff going on, and I had my brother, so I had transferred to University of Idaho.
That's Moscow?
Yeah, a Moscow.
Well,
do we need to go into
no,
another
we don't have to go
story?
about that. That's not why I said that. My stepdaughter, Alex, the oldest one, graduated from Wazoo. So I've been to Pullman, and Moscow's right across the state line there.
Yeah, you know what? I was lucky because you normally can't get into grad school midway. They don't usually let you in. But I had professors at Pullman who knew what had happened. And I called them and I said, I gotta leave here. Like, I gotta get closer to home. Is there anything that could be done that I can get back to Wazoo and do my graduates or Idaho? And they made some phone calls and got me into Idaho. So that was really nice.
What was your what were you going to? So you were going to school initially for psychology. That was like what you started at, or did you like decide on your major 2 years in, or you just knew what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I was planning on getting my doctorate in psychology.
Where'd that come from? Your desire. How did you know I want to do this?
Well, my parents wanted me to become a medical doctor. Okay. And I wasn't smart enough to do that.
You probably are. Stop it.
I couldn't do it. Chemistry
saying.
was not working for me. Chemistry and I did not like each other. Organic or inorganic. None of it worked. Physics, none of that was up my alley, and my parents really wanted a doctor. So I'm like, okay, I'll go get my PhD. But I did really well in psychology. Like my abnormal psych class was my favorite class.
Okay. And
I got all A's. So I'm like, okay, I'll get you. You'll have a doctor for a daughter, but it's just going to have a PhD.
Was there something intriguing about just exploring the mind?
Yeah, and yes, I wanted the doctorate for them, but I loved psychology. So I love
a specific area of it, or just trying to understand how the mind works and why people do things and what influences you and what
all of it.
Really,
I'm just so fascinated
had a curiosity
by it.
About it.
Yeah, I did, and I still do. I mean, even like being in city council, people don't realize this, so hopefully
get closer to the mic when you say that.
No, but I'm constantly studying people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if I see things going on, which is politics, right?
Right.
And what people don't realize, maybe I shouldn't say anything, but when you've been in psychology for a really long time, you can kind of read things pretty quick because you're like, okay, this is what they're going to do next.
Yeah.
Sure shit. This is what they do next. I'm like, okay. But I've always been fascinated by it. And so I think I just have always been studying people.
So you did get
a lot of times I actually know what people are going to say before they say it, because I'm like, okay, I can see you. I can see where you're going with this, or maybe I'm noticing that something's going to trigger defensiveness or happiness or whatever. So I can always predict, kind of, because I've just been looking at. I've just always been fascinated.
Out of college.
So I'm studying you.
You've been doing that since we talked on the phone. You probably analyzed my Facebook messages and my text messages, I'm sure. But came back to Moscow, Idaho, and you were able to finish your master's?
Yep.
And then after that, did you come back to the Vancouver area and kind of get into the working world?
I did.
As doing something with your major?
I did. Well, okay, so I was trying to get into clinical work. psych work.
Clinical psychologist.
And I kept applying for jobs. And my girlfriend calls me up, and she was working at a nursing home, local nursing home here. And she says, hey, they're looking for a social worker.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm not going to work in a nursing home. You know, because that's like with older people.
Right.
And when you're younger, you have no conception of. So I walked into an interview because I was desperate for a job. I needed money.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's no way I'm going to work here. Because this is back in the old days, and it just didn't smell good. It was just.
I understand.
It was, you know.
Nursing, they used to call them nursing homes. Now it's assisted living. So, but
no, I mean, they still have nursing homes. So,
right, but
they
we don't use
they're
that
not
term
like that
anymore.
anymore.
No, they're not. They're a lot better.
They're a lot better. I mean, this is old, and it was just 4 to a room, and it was stuffy and drabby, and I'm like, I am not working here. Yeah. But they offered me the job, and I was desperate enough for the money that I took it. And then, anyway, I ended up working there for a bit, and then I moved on to work for the county. So that was kind of my stepping.
What position was that with the county?
I ended up being as a mental health therapist. So I was doing 2 things. I was part-time. Well, I started off as doing treatment with folks that were mentally ill.
Okay.
And then I moved my way to being a supervisor, supervising units for folks that were mentally ill and giving treatment.
But I'm assuming
and all that.
this was, since you were working for the county, I'm assuming you were helping treat people that didn't necessarily have insurance, couldn't afford to get their own private?
These were a lot of majority were Medicaid. It's county.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay.
And then I also did like I wanted to do therapy, like individual therapy.
Yeah. Like doing the therapist thing.
Yep.
50-minute sessions.
Yep. Okay. I did that, and then I didn't like that very much because all I did was eat between sessions. It was okay. You know, it's bad when I go in for my, I have my weekly supervision with my supervisor, and she's like, Pooneh, I don't know how to tell you this, but you need to lay off.
She said it.
She said it. Well, there was a candy machine and a Coke machine right around from my office.
So in between appointments, you would just go raid the vending machine.
Yeah, and she's like, you probably can say things like that now, but yeah, she's like, I don't know how to say this to you. You might want to lay off the candy.
Maybe eat a salad.
It's like you're gaining weight. And I'm like,
oh my gosh.
I'm like, really? But anyway, I appreciate it. You couldn't say that now. People would get offended, and maybe there's
you can still say it again. We talked about it off mic. 90% of the population
doesn't get upset.
They're in the real world.
Well, I appreciated her reminding me of that because
sometimes you need somebody to kick you in the head.
Yeah,
and say, what are
hey,
you doing?
You're gaining weight, okay?
This is not healthy.
And it's not healthy. All you're doing is every time I see you, you're at the candy machine.
Yes.
So anyway, and then I went to the state, and I've done all kinds of things. Like when you've been in it for 30 years.
So you did some therapy because I'm curious about that.
I worked with all kinds of people. I mean, I worked with folks that were depressed, had anxiety, schizophrenic, PTSD, any kind of delusional disorder, bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorders.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just interested in it because I think I mentioned, I have a personal therapist, Lindsay, I've been seeing for going on 10 years.
Oh.
She's amazing.
Well,
and then I've been seeing this other therapist.
Might have to wean you off of that.
I have a story for that.
Okay.
But then I have another therapist that I did find for couples therapy named Robert.
Oh.
And then that transitioned into me also seeing him alone. Because we're doing very specific, I guess the best way to describe it is parts work. We're doing parts work, kind of handling trauma. Okay. But the way he handles it is when you're triggered, and a lot of this comes from childhood trauma. It's a way of looking at it as identifying it as a part of you. It's a part inside. It's a protector. Okay. And if you, it's not. I'm not schizophrenic, multiple personalities, but I do understand it's a way of handling your triggers and your trauma. If you can give it its own identity outside of you, if you can almost look at it as
Wait, do you have multiple personality
No,
disorder?
I don't. Stop it.
Is there a secondary Ken that we need to be working with?
Quit it. But it actually helps if I can look at and use the process to look at when I get angry about something.
Like you self-reflect?
Well, you talk to your parts. Your parts are there to help you. But if you give them an identity and you go inside and you look at the part, like I have a protector part, I have this other part that does this for me.
Do they have names?
I haven't given them names, but I've given my identity. You're making so much fun of me. Now I'm reading you. So
I'm trying to liven up your show.
you've done fine with that. But no, I do.
Is it like Brad and Mike and Ken?
I have not named them. They're all part of
Just
Ken.
let me know when the other one
I'm just
comes
Ken.
out.
Anywhere else I'd be a 10. I love the Barbie movie. But yes, it helps. Whereas when you get triggered by something, whether it's in relationships with your wife or your boyfriend or girlfriend, or whether it's siblings or coworkers, if you can talk to the part that's triggered, if you can look at it as a part, talk to it, it almost makes it easier because then you're not
internalizing it.
You haven't heard about this?
No.
Okay, yeah. The only way I can describe it is parts therapy.
Okay.
It's a way of looking at your traumas from the past when they pop up and you react poorly to a situation. For God's sakes, you've obviously had some trauma.
Right.
You probably have moments in your life where you just reacted in a bad way and you don't even know why it happened. Well, it probably was from a trauma from your past. You were triggered by something. So let's call that a part.
Okay.
And your part is there to help you. Like literally, they are there. There's a reason that part just got activated because that triggers something from the past. But if you can kind of look at it that way as a separate part of you, and then you talk to it, and you know you care about it. I value your opinion. I want to hear what you want to share with me. And we do this work where you go inside yourself and find out where the part activates you.
Okay.
And then you let it know. I want to hear what you say to me. I value you. I'm still in charge. I'm the coach. This is the analogy. Like I'm the coach on the basketball team. I'm in charge, but I value your opinion, what you're telling me. I want to hear you out, but I also need you to know that I've got this and I appreciate you, but I need you to go back to the bench right now. Kind of things like that. Okay. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Is it working?
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Okay, then
Yes.
it's great.
So that's what I use Robert for. Lindsay, who I've been seeing for almost 10 years, is more of a. So I do specific work with Robert, but then the stuff I do with Lindsay is like everybody's life. I mean, you can relate to this right now. Whether it's on a weekly, daily, or monthly basis, random stuff just happens that you need to talk to somebody about. And sometimes it shouldn't be your spouse. You know what I mean? So that's what Lindsay is, kind of the day-to-day, month-to-month random stuff that just happens that stresses me out. Then I can just vent to her and she can give me feedback. But the joke was when you just made this, I forgot how you phrased it, but you were kind of insinuating, Jesus Christ, 9 years? Did you really need it that long?
Yeah.
I look at
You may need some friends.
I have too many friends.
Okay, but that's who you're supposed to vent to.
To a point, and believe me, I do. I have a great circle of friends, but there's also...
And they're free.
They are free. Costco gives me great insurance, so it's only $15. It's only $15 copays. I can have therapy as much as I want. But I kind of look at mental health and emotional health the same way you would look at physical health. Like I've exercised my entire life. I'm never going to stop working out. Right. So seeing a therapist is a mental exercise. Why would I ever stop?
If it works for you,
it?
That's great. Yeah, I mean, if it helps you, then.
And kind of the joke was, this happened actually about 6 or 8 months ago. There was a point where Lindsay, on one of our sessions, at the end of our 50-minute session, she was like, Ken, do you really need to keep seeing me anymore?
Yeah.
So she's honest. She's a great therapist. She's not trying to.
Did she say, I think there might be a codependency issue here?
No, she didn't say that. She was just like, hey, because she knows I'm doing this other work with Robert. So I think she was just like, hey.
Yeah.
She has seen me progress from when she first met me to where I am now. And she's like, you've made so many amazing steps. She's like, I think she just wanted to be honest because she has integrity. She's like, look, I don't want to just keep taking your money if you don't need me. And it sounds like you and Robert are doing great stuff. So, but yeah, is that something, does that seem strange that I keep doing therapy for 10 plus years?
Seems like a little long.
Really? I'm curious. I'm actually asking. I'm not offended. I'm curious about
why. I don't want to say, because someone's going to say, hey, I've been in therapy for 10 years.
Oh, right.
Because I have to deal with this. So I don't exactly, so I can't answer that question exactly because I don't know what
you don't know what
the issues are.
Right.
You know, if you're like, I get mad at my wife periodically.
No, it's not that. It's a lot of childhood trauma, divorce, parents,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to know what, but just as you see her weekly?
No, I was seeing Lindsay once a month, and then
Okay.
I see Robert. Yeah, about once a month. Yeah,
Once a
both
month.
of them.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's good.
It's
So,
like a check-in.
yeah, it's just the maintenance.
Yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. So,
Yeah.
all right, we can move off this topic
Yeah,
because you're right.
so
I don't want you
I
to.
think-
I was
I think he's
interested
fixed
in.
now.
I would. So does Lindsay.
Well, I would have
was-
to know. I mean, I can't say. I
You
have to
can't
know
because
what
we
your.
haven't had a session, right?
Well,
So
I
there's-
don't know what the. Yeah, I have to know what
Yeah.
the issue is.
So no, you're fine. Let's move on.
Okay.
So, ended up working at the county, but then also moved to the state, with your degree, and you, again, a little bit of background that I did on you. Did you start some businesses? But you did something other than your psychology work.
Yeah.
I don't know. We should, because your poor husband, who wanted to have a fun retirement. We should give him a shout out for putting up with you, because just when he thought it was going to be I'm retired and we get to travel, you decide to run for public office.
Well, and it was not a fun conversation.
I was making light of it.
Yeah.
You don't have to go there.
Okay,
But
good.
let's give him a shout out. So
Yeah.
you are the man.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting up with her.
He's like, I'm not voting for you.
Just because he's like, I want you to lose so we can enjoy retirement.
Oh, he does not want me to win.
Yeah.
And neither do the kids. And neither do my friends. So, I mean, there is this, they're like, we need Pooneh back.
Yeah.
And
Because this is very, probably all encompassing. I mean, it takes a lot of your time, obviously.
it's taking up a lot of time. I mean, full disclosure, I had no freaking idea. I mean,
Yeah.
didn't you say you wanted to go into politics or something? Or you
No,
thought
that
about-
wasn't me. No.
God, who was it
Hell
today?
no.
Somebody's
One of your
like,
other
I've been thinking
podcasts."
about going to politics. I'm like, don't do it.
No.
Yeah, I had no idea how much time it was going to take. I think my husband's like, it's not going to be as easy as you think. And I'm like, no, it's going to be fun. I like meeting people, and I like, it's been a problem. And it was a huge transition from just kind of our lives of me being around all the time. I work from home.
Did you have to?
I mean, I'm the gal in my PJs all day long,
Right.
right? Like I was door knocking, and this lady came and answered the door with her PJs on. I'm like, oh my god,
That used
I'm
to be
so-
me.
it was so weird because I'm like, oh my god, I'm so jealous. I mean, it's cold, like I'm freezing,
Yep.
and I'm like, oh, I want to be in my pajamas. And then I'm walking away. I'm like, you did this to yourself.
Totally did.
Like I had to remind myself
Yes.
that it was. I mean, I had a lot of pajama outfits because when you're home all day long, you wear your pajamas. So
There's no reason to get dressed. Yeah, be
no, and I
comfortable.
think because I worked from home, and so kids, husband, dog, friends, they all get used to your schedule.
Yeah.
And hey, we're calling you at 4:00 happy hour. Can you be
Right.
there? Or Mom, I need you to go here, and or just them calling you, and you just pick up the phone, or you call them in 1 minute. Now they call and they're like, "Why aren't you calling back?" I'm like, "I can't. I'm in a meeting. I can't." So it's been even for the dog, it's been a huge adjustment. For my brother, it's been a huge adjustment. You know, so I mean, I meant it when I'm like, my husband was like, "I just need you to lose."
Yeah. No, I believe you. And I'm almost assuming it's going to be, even if you win, even having that position, it's probably going to be more time demanding than you expected. But the campaign has to be even crazier, because that's all encompassing. You're like, do you even get days off? Especially as we ramp up to the election, you're out there doing stuff.
I left for it's Parents Weekend in Eugene.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta go.
You needed a break.
I needed a break, and when she went to college, I literally just dropped off her stuff and left.
Yeah.
Like with the older one, we made a trip out of it. We were there for 4
but
days.
she just went there in the end of August or September.
Yeah, and
Is
it was
this
right
her
in the middle of the
freshman year?
campaign.
But you were already in the campaign. So
I was already in the campaign, so I literally drove in at 11 o'clock at night, got up early in the morning, got her situated, and then I was like, see ya, bye.
Wow.
Whereas with the older daughter, I was there for 4 days.
Yeah.
Like we had fun, we went to different restaurants, and went to the store.
Yep. Get her all settled in.
Yeah, we went shopping and got new stuff for the dorm. So it was just a very different experience with her, and I think she kind of felt it. So it's been very difficult.
Yeah.
And I so I also had no idea how much work there was.
Yeah.
I don't think I recognize that. Like, I mean, for me, like, I'm one of those people that if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to get it done.
Yeah.
Like, I don't put my name behind stuff and then have it be loosey-goosey, you know, or it's always
Have
just...
you had to put like your because were you doing anything with your psychology work, or was it the other business that? But have you had to put that on hold?
I've had to put that on hold.
Yeah. Okay.
But I have really good staff.
Oh, good.
So, I mean, knock on wood, and they've been
Yes.
holding down the fort, and they've been really supportive. They're probably like happy because they're like, Pooneh, you used to bug us because I'm so, you know, like 20 times a day. 30.
We know what we're doing. Leave us alone.
Yeah, I mean, it was really funny because they'd like come to work in the morning and they'd be blasted with emails of
Yes.
things of, I need to know this, I follow up on this. And so I'd get up early in the morning and send out like 100 emails, right? And I'd set it all to go at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So imagine showing up to work and all of a sudden
Your
your
inbox
inbox
is
just
just
fills
blowing
up
up.
at 9 a.m. because
So they're probably like, you should
times.
keep running for office.
Yeah, I'm like, please don't come back. But no, I mean, shout out to them. Like, they're doing a great job and they're holding down the fort and they're super excited and they've seen my signs around and they're like, we want you to win. I'm like, really?
Well, and so if you do though, are you gonna have to kind of keep that schedule? Because I don't. How many hours a week are you thinking that this position would demand?
Based on what I'm seeing, I mean, there's a lot of work to do. But it's work that I just talked about this on a video, and I think we were going to be putting it out. But it's like ground level work. Like, what I'm seeing is there's all this work that has to get done on the ground level that hasn't gotten done, and we just keep like throwing money here and there, and
Okay.
like, okay,
So
now
you're
we need
almost
this,
talking
now
about
we need
building
this.
a solid foundation.
Yeah, we need a more solid foundation, and
Yeah.
and as I go talking to people, I'm seeing where the issues are
Okay.
within the, I'll say, departments.
Yeah.
All of that has to get solved. Otherwise, it didn't matter how much money you're throwing at it, you still have the same problem,
Yeah.
you know. And they just keep putting money at it because no one's going to the ground level and getting the work done. And to get the work done at the ground level is a lot of work.
Yeah.
So my thing is, if I'm going into this office, then I'm going to be at the ground level, whether it be at the jail or working with homeless folks or whatever the case is, to get things going in the right direction. And so that's going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I don't fail at things.
It's Formica, it's not wood, but keep doing it.
I know.
Maybe
You know,
it
it's
is.
funny,
It
I was-
actually probably is wood.
Yeah, this piece is. This is from my gun. This piece is. I keep knocking on wood. But I just don't like doing things where I don't do a good job.
Yeah.
You know, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to get it done. And you're going to know I'm doing it because I'm going to let you know this is what I'm doing. These are the steps we've taken. So that's the kind of person I am. So in other words, this is a 40 to 60 hour job for me. Now, I'm also really good at just kind of organizing really quickly, and it's not just me. Like, I've already had a lot of people go, oh my God, Pooneh, we're willing to help with this, we're willing to help with that.
Nice.
And then I know there are folks on city council that are really good that I can, you know, who will step in and go, you do the dirty work and bring it to us, and we can start figuring it. So I think it could be a really exciting time for Vancouver
Yeah.
to start going, holy shit, what's going on around here? Like, are we actually getting shit done? Are things moving?
Wouldn't that be amazing?
I know, because we're going around circles, aren't we?
Jesus. Okay, let's get back to the point of the podcast. Look, I absolutely didn't mind that. I totally.
Yeah,
But
no.
I also didn't want to feel like you had to talk about it. But no, that was interesting.
No, so to go to your point of win or lose, so it's really funny. It doesn't matter to me.
That's the best.
You know, I don't
That actually
care. Like,
that actually makes me want to vote for you.
Yeah.
Only because you've heard this before. Career politicians, anybody that seeks that position, I'd have some mistrust for. I almost want.
Yeah.
I want the person that doesn't want to do it. That's the person I want because they'll do the best job. If you're seeking out,
yeah,
and we're talking, city council levels, but as you start going up, if you seek out if you want to be the president of the United States, I have some serious concerns if that's your goal. I want to elect the competent person that doesn't want that job because they seem to understand that it's thankless and it's going to suck. But if we can get them to do it,
yeah.
So I like that you don't care.
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's really, like, I see, we're going into 8 days, right? And people are all getting ruffled, and I mean, including me, by the way. Just because I'm
You're
one of
looking
them.
easy. You're not ruffled at all.
I'm not. I am.
Not
getting
one
ruffled.
hair out of place.
Well, today when I was door knocking, I looked like because it was windy,
Yes,
and I'm
it
like,
was.
people go, "Hi, Pooneh." I'm like, you can tell it's still Pooneh. But it's really interesting because I can see just kind of this dynamic forming around me, and I'm like, I don't think anybody understands. I don't care. Like, if I win, then I'm like, okay, now I got to roll up my sleeves,
Yeah,
and the work begins.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of work. And I already got bags under my eyes just from campaigning. So let's start with that.
You did mention on the phone conversation, and we don't have to drop names, but again, this wasn't your idea. You said it was. I don't think it was family, but some friends wanted you to do this.
Yeah, well, what happened is I was at a meeting and it was on my mom's case.
Okay.
And there were some folks that were involved in my mom's case, and somehow city council got brought up.
Okay.
And I'm like, because I'm pretty passionate about, hey, we need like a prosecutorial review committee or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, because right now all the rules are stacked against you and in favor of the state. So how do we let people have the opportunity to go through a process without having to get lawyers and spend a lot of money and and go through the jail system and appeal system, which doesn't work. And so,
We're good. Keep going.
oh, okay.
Just checking the time for
So
you.
I started talking, and then city council got brought up, and I'm like, well, would I be able to help people out? Like people that have been victims of crime or people that, and the answer was yes, I could do that. And so that perked my interest.
Okay.
And I think that's how come, but then I specifically asked how much time. Okay, because again, my husband's retired.
You mean how much time would the position take
Correct.
if I got it? You weren't asking about the campaign. That's obviously going to be a lot.
No, and they didn't tell me that either.
Because they wanted you to run.
I did not hear that. I asked all these questions,
Yeah.
and everyone's like,
Oh,
that's good.
cha,
Yeah.
it'll be
I'm
easy.
like, do I have to I hate public speaking. I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm like, do I have to speak? Nope. I'm like, I don't want to get into. I mean, I'm a good debater, by the way.
Right.
I'm a really good debater. Like, it's pretty tough to debate me.
Okay.
I don't know that I've done.
Challenge accepted. We won't do it now. We'll do
well,
it later. No,
I
I'm
don't
kidding.
know that I'm good at it now because I'm a fish out of water.
Oh,
Kind of
right.
like I'm not a politician, and so I'm still kind of feeling my way through
Yeah.
things. So I don't debate as strongly as I could probably debate.
Yeah.
But I could definitely. I mean, I get in there and
Yeah.
just let's go debate because
Right.
then I'm going to know everything there is, and it's going to be really hard
Yeah.
to try to, But I had no idea. I mean, they're like one day a week, Mondays. You can go by Zoom. Okay, that sounds good.
Oh, if you get once you're elected.
Yeah.
But
For
is
2
that-
hours on Mondays.
But
on
it's
Zoom.
going to be more than that.
On Zoom. I'm like, I can do Zoom.
No, it's going to be a lot.
Because I like my pajamas, so as long as I can do Zoom.
Just put a nice blouse on your.
I know, right? I have my pajama bottom,
They don't
my
see it from here
cup
now,
of tea,
so.
and I'm like, yep. And I'm like, what am I voting on? A lot of zoning stuff. Okay. Pass. Fail. That is so far from
The
I'm
truth,
like,
yes.
I had no idea. But I think, I mean, and then I get myself into it, and I'm like, well, and I'm anal. And I'm kind of, I'm like
A
one of
little
those
OCD or?
super achievers.
Okay.
Yeah, I just
You're
don't.
motivated. Let's use that word.
What I don't know what the word is, but
You're driven.
I'm
There
very
we
driven.
go.
I like that word. No,
As-
I'm extremely
as my
driven.
coworker Heather loves to say in the tire shop when we're messing with each other, she's like, hey, because she used to do some teaching. Hey kids, how about we use our nice words? So we're using driven.
Driven. I like the word driven. Yeah, I'm extremely driven, and I like challenges. Right. So every corner, I'm like, oh, I can fix that.
Yeah.
Or I can see how that's related to this, and if I can get this, then that should help this, and it should help this. So then I kind of started getting into it because it was kind of a brain tease for me, which I do like. But then it also is very exhausting.
Yeah.
I mean, I went from, well, I won't tell you where I went from my PJs to I have to like I'm running out of outfits.
You're gonna need a shopping day.
I don't have time
I'll
to
tell you what
shop.
you do. Some of the most efficient businessmen in the world, business people in the world, you just
Wear the same
you
outfit.
5 sets of the same outfit, so you never have to spend
Be
time
like a Steve
thinking about it.
Jobs.
Yes, you
Yeah.
don't have to think about it.
Yeah, but I'm a female, and people
No,
go,
I
"Why is
know
she
that.
wearing the same shirt every day?" Like,
And
this
you
guy.
know that would come up.
So, I didn't realize it with the campaign. I didn't realize the work. This is not a Monday 2 hour.
Yeah.
It is maybe for some. It isn't for me. Not to
Right.
get done what needs to get done. So then I'm like, okay, well, this is going to be 40. And my husband's like, I know you. You're going to get in there and you're just going to be working all the time.
You're
And
not going to
so
be able to help yourself. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
going to have to do it.
I do.
Okay, we are over an hour. I
Yeah.
do want to touch base because you have been too gracious with your time.
Oh,
But let's do some happy stuff and share whatever you want. 2 daughters, right?
Yep.
They're both in college, or is one out?
Both in college.
Okay. What are their names? Just first names. If you don't even have to share that, never mind. That might not be a good idea.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to give a shout out to the family who's going through this with you. Your amazing husband, guy's been married for a long time.
Yeah, over 20.
Nice.
Well, a while. Yeah.
And obviously,
I don't see. I'm so busy. I forgot.
Did you guys?
Do we even have an anniversary? What month is
Oh,
it?
would you
It's
stop?
October.
Well, the husband never remembers, so you better.
He does.
I'm kidding.
He always remembers. I'm the one that forgets.
Did you guys meet in college or back
In a
here
bar.
in Vancouver? It's the cliche. You met in a bar.
We met in a bar.
That is
I
hilarious.
won't even tell you the story.
Don't. Well, you can tell me off camera, but that's fine.
I met him in a bar. Yeah.
Hey, that's authentic.
I know.
Which is again, one of the first impressions I got from you listening to you talk on. And I'll end it with this funny joke. But yeah, I was like, she seems authentic, like real. That's the vibe I got from you. I don't know you that well. I could be totally wrong, but I don't think I am. I'm pretty good at
No,
reading
I'm
people.
pretty straightforward.
Yeah. So no, the joke was you did a podcast. What's his name? James O'Neill. So you did it like a little over a week ago, and I was in getting preparation for this. I was looking at it or watching it last night, and within the first few minutes, I don't know how it came up. He was talking about something, and then you just happened. I think you mentioned, oh yeah, and I'm doing this and his podcast, and you're like, oh, I have another one coming up next week or something, and he was like, oh, who's that? And you were like, I don't know, some guy. He literally looked at his curtain and dismissively said, I don't know, some guy. I was like, oh snap! I thought you were talking about me.
I wasn't.
I don't think you were because he posted that 10 days ago, and I hadn't reached out to you
Yeah,
yet.
it wasn't you.
But I was actually going to be kind of proud that I'm some guy.
Well, okay, it could be
But
you
I
if you
love
wanted
how
to be.
dismissive you
Okay,
were.
it's you. No, it
You
wasn't.
were just like, oh, I don't know, some guy. And I just random guy reached out to you on Facebook, and so I was some guy.
Yeah. So
And you don't have to tell the story, but I just thought
no,
it was
but
funny.
before I did this, before I went into politics, my friends are like, okay, Pooneh, we got a problem. Like, you're brutally honest. Like, my husband, when we go places, he's always like, this one
You don't have a filter,
has no filter.
and you don't have a
Always.
poker face.
No,
You
could
see it.
You could definitely.
I think that's a good thing.
Like,
You're
you
also
can see-
self-aware enough to know when to not be mean. I'm sure.
Oh, I'm never mean.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm never mean.
Yeah.
I might get upset, but I'm just,
Authentic again.
yeah, like all of that is like wasted emotion.
Yeah.
Like, why would I get mean?
Right.
So, and when people are mean to me, I just kill them with kindness.
That's a good mantra to live by. All right, we will wrap up. Again, you've been way too kind. You are the second famous person I've had on the podcast.
Am I famous? Really? That's funny.
Apparently.
I'm not that
yeah,
famous.
so
I'm
I love that joke. I've only had one other famous person on the podcast, and it was episode 5. I got so lucky. But yeah, so
You should do my brother in his music studio.
Would he do the podcast?
I
would
think
love
he
to.
would. Yeah,
I'm a
because
musician too. I play guitar. I would
You
love
should
to talk
see.
to him.
He's got a really.
All right.
Well, I mean, looks nice to me, but I don't know
Yeah.
anything.
Oh, I would love it. Yeah, absolutely. Ask him, and if he's interested, or give me his contact info.
Yeah.
I would be happy to go to his studio and record there.
Yeah.
So it was good to meet you officially in person. I do appreciate you. And the last thing I'll say before I shut it down, after you said yes, I was at work, and my manager in the tire shop, his name is Matt. I just brought it up. I was like, "Gosh, dude, I got a podcast next week," and I go, "You'll never guess who it is." And I said, "Pooneh Gray," and he looked at me. I go, "Do you know who that is?" He goes, "Yes, I just voted for her."
Oh.
Yes, it
that's
was a happy
nice.
accident. And I was like, thank God you did, Matt, because it was a 50-50 chance if you were going to be pissed that I'm having her on or not.
Oh, right.
No, but he's he would have never been pissed. It's a joke. But
you
he
know,
said he went through the voters pamphlet, read everybody's, and your statements just aligned most of what he believes. So you have Matt's vote.
Last guy got one. Yeah, I mean, even people that don't vote for me, I'll still have a conversation. Like, again, this is not that deep.
No.
It really isn't. I know people get really intense with politics, but like I said,
Oh, and you were
I'll be
talking
celebrating either way.
Yeah, because either you get to have your life back, or you can do some good, make some changes. Hopefully,
You know, you just I get my life back. And by the way, my life was very comfortable in my PJs. And I go to happy hour.
You used to be able to do that. You had time.
I used to be able to do that.
Yeah.
You know, my brother, we'd go for walks.
That's amazing.
And then my brother and I would walk for like 5 or 6 miles, and then we'd go have lunch. And
I love that.
can't do that anymore. So, yeah, so it's really, am I going to be working for the next 4 years, or do I get my life back? So the Colombian said, Pooneh, have your phone on election day. We're going to be calling in. I'm like, okay, full disclosure, I'm going to be drinking.
So I might not answer.
I said I'll answer, but I'm like, I might be slurring.
But I guess at that point it doesn't matter.
Hey, but it's only in print. I mean, what's she going to do? Explanation.
You are the best.
Pooneh was
Fist bumping. All right, we're good. Thank you again. We shut
it
this
was
off.
slurring.